Hey guys, this week we're kicking off our Christmas baking mini-series with these gorgeous orange and spice madeleines. Let's start by preheating the oven to 190 degrees Celsius. Then it's on to prepping our madeleine pan. Brush the pan with some soft or melted butter, then give it a generous dusting of flour before tapping the pan on the table to remove the excess. Remember to pop the pan into the fridge to keep it cool while we make the batter. To make madeleines, we need melted butter. So you can do this on the stove or in the microwave. Just make sure it's all melted and then set that aside to cool. Next up, we're going to add the flour, sugar, baking powder, ginger and cinnamon to a bowl and mix that together. There's really no need to use anything more than a simple whisk for this recipe. Once all the dry ingredients are nicely distributed, we can add in the zest of a whole orange and give that a mix too. It's always best practice to crack the egg into a separate bowl to avoid adding bad eggs or eggshells to the mix. If everything is fine, go ahead and add that to the dry ingredients along with the vanilla and honey. Give everything a good mix until it comes together into a kind of thick, sticky pancake batter. Then we can go ahead and add in our melted butter, which should help loosen the mixture to a slightly thinner consistency, like this. If you want, you can swap to a rubber spatula at this point and make sure everything is scraped down and mixed in. I like to transfer my batter to a piping bag to fill the baking pan, but if you prefer you can use spoons or pour from a jug. We want to fill each hole around 80 to 90% full, and by the end you should have around 8 madeleines depending on the size of your pan. Anyway, once we've distributed all our batter, we can drop the oven temperature to 180 degrees Celsius and bake for 10 to 12 minutes. Unless you have a second madeleine pan, we'll need to let the madeleines cool on a wire rack so we can clean out the pan and prep it for the chocolate shell. I'm using a white chocolate that contains cocoa butter, which means it'll need tempering, and to do that we're going to use the seeding method, which is really simple. First, we split the total chocolate into thirds. The first third will be what we call the seeding chocolate, and the other 2/3 will be our melting chocolate, which we're going to microwave in small bursts starting with 30 seconds. Stir the chocolate until it doesn't feel like it can melt anymore, then back in the microwave for another 15 seconds this time. Again, mix until everything has melted. If you feel it needs a little longer in the microwave, then pop it back in for another 5 seconds. Once it has all melted, we can add in the seed chocolate and keep mixing and agitating the chocolate until all the seed chocolate has melted. And with that, our tempered chocolate is done. At this point, we want to work fairly quickly, as tempered chocolate will start setting even at room temperature. So what we want to do is add about a teaspoon or 10 grams of chocolate to the cleaned and dried pan, spreading it out a little, then pressing the madeleine into the chocolate until it starts to overflow around the edges. Once you've placed all the chocolate and madeleines into the pan, pop it back into the fridge to set faster. It usually takes around 30 to 45 minutes depending how thick the layer of chocolate is. Chocolate contracts when it's fully set, so it should slide right off the pan like this when it's ready. If they seem stuck in the pan, just give it more time. Finally, I'd recommend letting the madeleines come back to room temperature before serving, as time in the fridge causes the sponge to become a little hard, but it'll soften back up nicely after some time. And don't worry, the tempered chocolate won't melt. And that's it, our first Christmas recipe for 2021. I hope you enjoyed this video and give this recipe a try this holiday. We've got many more festive videos lined up this month, so subscribe if you want to be notified. In the meantime, have a great day and happy baking.